오늘 여러분께 제가 현재 어떻게 한국어를 독학하고 있는지 보여드리겠습니다. 저는 현재 A2 레벨이고 기본적인 것을 이해하고 있습니다. 작년에 교환학생으로 한국에 살았지만 한국어 공부를 자주 하지는 않았습니다. So in this video I'm going to share with you first my Korean language journey in Korea, second methods and strategies that I implement right now to become fluent in Korean, third I will show you a live clip of me learning Korean with my Korean tutor. So stick to the very end. So let's talk about my Korean language journey. Last year, I lived in Korea as an exchange student for 1 year. During that time, I took a very basic Korean language course, A1 level. I only watched K-dramas at the time. I could read Hangul very slowly and maybe introduce myself with my name in Korean. But that's about it. I couldn't have basic conversation, for example, in Korean. So I nearly started from scratch when I went to Korea. And to be honest, I was really lazy to study the Korean language during my exchange year. The course offered at my university in Korea was kind of boring and we just learned from textbooks, which is why I prefer to go to Hongdae and party or, do some sightseeing in the cities. And this is something I kind of regret right now just because learning Korean in Korea would have been way more effective. Learning Korean language was not my priority on the list. And also all the Korean students I met on my campus spoke really good English, so I didn't need Korean in the first place. However, after I got back to Germany, I watched the famous K-drama Queen of Tears. Maybe you've watched it yourself. It made me realize how much I love the Korean language, which is why I practice it right now. My goal is to get to B1 level, hopefully at the end of this year. Alright, let's talk about the mindset first, which is actually as important as the methods themselves. If you don't have the right mindset, you will give up really quickly. How I see it is that your reasons to study a language should be really strong. What are your reasons, for example, to study Korean? I just fell in love with the Korean language. And I know it sounds cheesy, alright? But it's true. If you fall in love with a language, you don't have to motivate yourself. You want to learn the language for the sake of learning the language just because you love it so much. I personally love the Korean language because I lived in Korea. I have so many Korean friends. I consume Korean Netflix series, shows, YouTube videos, or music on a daily basis. So I'm kind of Korean. Okay, I'm kidding. So whenever I study Korean, it doesn't feel like studying at all. It just feels like free time to me, which is the perfect way to study a language. Let's get to the juicy part, the actual methods and strategies that I use right now. As I mentioned, I really hate learning language from boring textbooks, which is why I just don't do it. Instead, I have a very lazy routine. For me personally, it was a game changer, but for you, it might not work. So just see whatever you can pick from this routine and implement in your own routine. So my current routine is 1 hour of learning Korean. And 1 hour seems like a lot, but once I break down my routine, you will see that it's actually not a lot of active learning. Just for clarification, I currently have 1 hour to spend because I'm in summer break from law school. I think once law school starts again, I might have to adjust the 1 hour to maybe 30 minutes each day. So pick whatever number works for you and stick to it on a daily basis, because learning a language for a few minutes every single day is actually way more effective than learning a language for a huge chunk on just one day. My routine always starts off with revising my Anki flashcards for just 10 minutes, because we all know vocabulary is really crucial to speak a language with confidence. But at the same time, learning vocabulary too much might take the fun out of the studying. I personally found out that 10 minutes is the golden rule and sweet spot for myself. You might want to decrease it or increase it depending on how you feel about learning vocabulary. And Anki is a really great flashcard tool to revise vocabulary. Based on their algorithm, they calculate exactly when you should revise a new vocabulary and when you should revise older vocabulary. Your vocabulary will be saved into your long-term memory. And because I create the flashcards myself, I know that I will only learn useful words. The reason why I put the Anki revision flashcards in the beginning of my routine is because I know it's the least fun of my whole routine. I will need more willpower to execute this part of my training. So let's talk about the fun part of my 1 hour routine. After practicing my vocabulary with Anki, I would go to YouTube and just watch content in Korean from my favorite YouTube channels. That way I will practice my listening and speaking skills. Every video that I pick on a specific day, I will watch it 2 times. The first time, I'll just watch it, enjoy it, try to understand as much as possible. If I'm really motivated, I will pick words that I didn't understand and put them right into my Anki flashcards. The second time I watch the video, I will practice my speaking using an exercise I call shadowing. Shadowing is mimicking whatever the person in the video is saying and trying to mimic exactly how they speak, pronunciation, and also the rhythm. For more in-depth details, you can click up here. This is a really great free tool that you can do right now in your own room to practice speaking without having to speak to a native speaker. So here are the 4 Korean channels that I would highly recommend you if you're currently studying Korean yourself. The first channel is Talk to Me in Korean. They have a bunch bunch of lessons, and it's really fun to watch their content. What I also love about this channel is that they have a really big variety of content. So they have podcasts, they have strategies on how you can improve your Korean fast, or they do street interviews, or they do simple vlogs. So whenever you're bored with one specific style of content, you can just switch it up with this one channel. The channel I would highly recommend is from Choi Susu. I just love her vlogs and animated videos. It's just giving me a very cozy vibe. Great to practice my listening skills and reading skills because she actually has a lot of captions in her videos and she highlights specific words that are new to the viewer, and that way you can improve your Korean with each new video. The third channel I would recommend you to check out is from Morning. What I really like about her channel is that she records practical day-to-day conversation in Korean. For example, when she goes to the supermarket, she would bring her camera and record the entire conversation with the cashier. You can practice for specific situations that you will encounter 100% when you travel to Korea. And the last channel I would recommend you to check out is from Psych University. Like super famous right now, and it's basically a podcast show with a lot of Korean idols, actors, and whatnot. Sometimes when I want to switch it up, I would watch this channel. It's a lot of comedy, it's really fun to watch. That way it doesn't feel like studying because I would actually enjoy this content either way. If you have made it this far in the video, congratulations, because you're very serious about learning a new language. Because our goal is to speak Korean fluently, we should speak as much as we can with native speakers. Because I'm currently in Germany, I don't have my Korean friends around me. That's why I decided to pay for a professional Korean tutor. It's fairly cheap. I pay around $10 to $20 for every session, depending on how much time I have. If you don't have the budget or you don't want to spend money on a Korean tutor, there are also free resources that I will link in the description box below. If you have the budget, I would highly recommend you to use italki. This video is not sponsored by italki yet, but I really enjoy the services, as I always say. Basically a website where you can find tutors in the respective language you're trying to learn. There were so many Korean teachers and tutors on there that I had a hard time to choose the right one. If you're interested in checking italki out yourself, I have a discount link in the description box below, and you'll get $10 if you sign up through that link. So how I do it is that at least once per week, I would pay for this Korean tutor and I would practice for 30 minutes to an hour with this tutor on my pronunciation, on practicing my speaking skills as much as I can. But instead of just yapping around, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like to talk to a professional Korean tutor. So here's a clip of my last session.
미국에서 쇼핑했어요?
미국에서 쇼핑했어요.
뭐 샀어요?
빈티지 옷 샀어요. 제 누나 인형 너무 좋아해요.
도라에몽.
아니요. 근데 알아요.
여기에 제 옆에 인형 많아요.
리제 씨 일본에 가봤어요?
네, 오사카랑 후쿠오카랑 교토 가봤어요. 도쿄는 아직 안 가봤어요.
오사카하고 교토 중에서 어떤 도시 더 좋아요?
오사카가 더 커요. 교토는 귀여워요. 가봤어요? 사슴 공원?
This is everything I do right now to improve my Korean speaking. I hope you can implement at least one thing from this video right now. If this video was helpful to you, please hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in my next video.